recording. And we're still sharing this screen with you. We are at the Conversational Hebrew site, and I was told that some of the things that I put on here, I forgot to talk about. So first, we're supposed to be able to say, how are you? So I need a guy to talk to. So everybody's going to ask Snuffy how he's doing. So if you're asking Snuffy, how are you doing? You're going to say, Ma shlomcha. And then Snuffy's going to say, Tov toda. And then you're going to look at my llama and you're going to say, Ma shlomech. And the llama is going to say, Tov toda. So you've got Ma shlomcha to the guy and you're going to say, Ma shlomech. And that's what's here with the how are you on this page. Asking, how are you doing? Ma shlomcha. And some of the answers that we gave. And Ma shlomech. And we learned the answer. We learned how to say ken and lo. And those are some of the words that we learned last time. Just review. Going back to conversational Hebrew. That's another thing I have to be more conscientious of, is what happens when you back out of things. I just learned that I could play with that better than I thought I could. And then there was something else that apparently we didn't do. And we had done this with another class before, so I didn't even think about it. But you see this picture? This picture is food things. So let's practice some food things, okay? So the words are food, which you say like this. Ochel, 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 ochel. And I'm going to give you the words to it, and I'm sorry that I didn't post them already. But the words are ochel, 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 ochel. And we could say that as a vamp behind everything that everybody sings. This could be a 3-part song, but for now, and we're going to talk about hummus. And you know what hummus is? So hummus means chickpeas or garbanzo beans, but it also is what happens when you make this kind of a chickpea paste. So it's either the chickpeas themselves or the chickpea paste. So this over here is hummus. And you often, when hummus is being served, it's being served bitzalachat, which means hummus in a plate. So say hummus bitzalachat, hummus in a plate. Hummus bitzalachat, say it a few times, so it's rolling over your tongue. Hummus bitzalachat, hummus bitzalachat, hummus bitzalachat. You say it 3 times and maybe you'll remember it. And then this is pita ufalafel, or pita, it's pita ufalafel, which means pita and falafel. The pita is the bread that it's holding it in. Falafel are these kind of little balls that are made of hummus. They're fried chickpea balls with some special seasonings in them. This is a wonderful Israeli, but it's also a Middle Eastern treat. There are some really fun movies and videos about the hummus and falafel wars between the Israelis and the Arabs. And it's a delightful war to have, because competing about who gets to make the food better, really a good battle to have. And so there's some cute short videos about that. I should share that with you at some time. But these are both the hummus that's bitzalachat, that's in a plate, and the hummus that's turned into a fried chickpea ball. Delicious. Often the falafel is in a pita pocket with salad in it that includes this red thing, or is an agvania. The red with the white center is batzal, which is the thing that burns my stomach going in. One of the things it does, it's onion. You've got milafafon, which is a cucumber. I don't remember what kind of a salad that is, but anyway, so we've got hummus bitzalachat, pita ufalafel, and then this thing over here on the right, the second column is, the second row, is hamburger, which also has agvania in it, and it's also in a bun, hamburger. And then this thing on the left is steak. So we're going to say hummus bitzalachat, pita ufalafel, hamburger u steak. I think this is what I learned on the very first day that I was in Israel. On my ulpan, they taught me this song. And it's a good song because some of these words you already know. So it starts, if you remember, I'm going to do two parts so far. The first part is ochel, 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 ochel. And you could say that a whole bunch of times. And then we're going to say, hummus bitzalachat pita ufalafel, hamburger usteak, whoosh. Hummus bitzalachat pita ufalafel, hamburger usteak. We're going to do that a few times until we get familiar with these words. Ochel, 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 hummus bitzalachat pita ufalafel, hamburger usteak, whoosh. Hummus bitzalachat pita ufalafel, hamburger usteak. And then we're going to do the drinks. A drink is shtia, is a drink. Lishtot is to drink. A shtia is a drink. And you'll notice that you can read this Hebrew, even if you don't know how to read Hebrew, you know how to do this. This is Coca-Cola. So we're going to say yesh, Coca-Cola. Yesh means there is or there are. Yesh Coca-Cola. Vegam ken, and also vegam ken soda. Soda is what you call not any kind of what some people call soda is pop or soda or whatever, and they don't care if it's a Dr. Pepper or a Sprite, they'll still call it cola or Coke or pop or whatever. But this is Coca-Cola, and this one is soda, which means it's just essentially kind of seltzer water. That's soda. Yesh Coca-Cola. Vegam ken, and that's made up of vegam and also ken means yes, and it's just an extended way of saying. And there's also vegam ken soda. So we have yesh Coca-Cola. There's Coca-Cola. Vegam ken soda, and also soda. Meats tapuzim. So these things look like meats, but this is really meats. In Hebrew, the word for juice is meats. Get it? No, yes, these are not meats. This is basal, this is meats. And the kind of meats this is, it shows you on over here, this is tapuzim, meats tapuzim. So like other languages, in English, when we say that this kind of a fruit, we call it an orange, which is just a description of the color, but it's also its name. In many other languages, they'll describe it in other ways. It turns out that for some reason, apple becomes kind of a quintessential fruit. And so, or a quintessential food almost, because if I want to talk about an orange, I would say that it's a tapuach, which is the word for apple, tapuach zahav. It's a golden apple, which isn't how you say golden apple, but it's tapuach zahav. That's how you say an orange. And usually you'll do a kind of a contraction. You'll say tapuz. Instead of tapuach zahav, every time you want to refer to an orange, you call it a tapuz. You take the tapu from the tapuach and from the zahav, so you say tapuz. So if you wanted to say a potato, which some of us know how to say even in French, it's one of those things that for some reason you learn to say as you're growing up, but it's in French, it's a pomme de terre, right? For how you say a potato, it's like an apple from the ground. And in Hebrew, a potato is a tapuach adama, which means an apple of the ground, which is abbreviated as tapudim. So you have tapuzim, meets tapuzim. A tapuz is an orange, and a tapud, which isn't on this plate, is a potato. I'll teach you a potato song too. But this one is meets, which is not how you say that, but how you say juice, meets tapuzim. Tapuzim is the plural of tapuz. Tapuz is one orange. Tapuzim are many oranges. It takes more than one orange, as you know, to make this much of a glass full of meets tapuzim. So we're going to say, yesh Coca-Cola, there's Coca-Cola, vegam ken soda, and also soda, meets tapuzim, gam ze ta'im. So we already said vegam ken, but now we're going to say gam ze ta'im. Gam means also, ze, which we learned last week in class, means this, also this, ta'im. So in Italy, if you do this in your cheek, it means tasty. So ta'im is tasty. So gam ze ta'im means this too is tasty. So we're going to say, yesh Coca-Cola, vegam ken soda, meets tapuzim, gam ze ta'im. Ochel, 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 hummus bitzalachat pita ufalafel, hamburger usteak, whoosh, hummus b'tzalachat pita ufalafel, hamburger וסטייק, יש קוקה קולה, וגם כן סודה, מיץ תפוזים, גם זה טעים. And we can keep getting faster and faster, or just keep it nice and slow. אוכל, 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 חומוס בצלחת, פיתה ופלאפל, המברגר וסטייק. ווז', חומוס בצלחת, פיתה ופלאפל, המברגר וסטייק. יש קוקה קולה, וגם כן סודה, מיץ תפוזים, גם זה טעים. And that was the picture for the thing that I apparently didn't do last time. And I like to, we're going to go back to click through. While we're clicking, I was going to teach you this song, and I'll try to remember to put the words to all of these things up, because I have to do the Ochel song, because so if you're learning Ulpan, which is an immersion version, an immersion way of learning a language, it's world renowned. If you're learning in an Ulpan, they're going to plop you into the class. They're not necessarily going to show you how all the words are spelled. They're going to just make you use the words. So I'm kind of trying for that too. And I'm trying to give you some songs because that's more fun to learn sometimes with songs, but I will also give you the words to these. Actually, the words to a lot of these songs are, if I show you how to find the Camp Chai page, it's on Camp Chai page because the kids learn all these songs too. But this is a song about the days of the week that also talk about potatoes, because if you're in the military, then you know what you eat every day? Potatoes. At least that's the joke in Israel. So it goes like this, the days of the week. And the days of the week in Hebrew are ordinal numbers. So it's going to, Sunday is going to be called Yom, which means day, Rishon, which means first. So Sunday is first day, Yom Rishon. Monday is the second day, is Yom Sheni. Tuesday is the third day, Yom Shlishi. Wednesday is the fourth day, Yom Revi'i. Thursday is the fifth day, Yom Chamishi. Friday is the sixth day, is Yom Shishi. And then the seventh day is not called Yom Shvi'i, although you could, and people would know what you're talking about. But Saturday is called Yom Shabbat. And then you start all over again. So it's going to go something like this. I'm going to stop the share for a second so you could see me doing this one. Yom Rishon Tapuche Adama. So Tapuach Adama, also known as Tapud. Tapuche Adama means apples of the ground. Tapuche Adama. So it's Yom Rishon Tapuche Adama. I'm going to make you repeat everything with me. Yom Rishon Tapuche Adama. Then it's going to be Yom Sheni Tapuche Adama. Do that. Yom Sheni Tapuche Adama. Tuesday. Yom Shlishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Shlishi Tapuche Adama. Wednesday. Yom Revi'i Tapuche Adama. Yom Revi'i Tapuche Adama. Thursday. Yom Chamishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Chamishi Tapuche Adama. Friday. Yom Shishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Shishi Tapuche Adama. Then we get to Shabbat and we say Yom Shabbat Hafta'a Ne'ima, which means on Shabbat, a pleasant surprise. Yom Shabbat Hafta'a Ne'ima. Do that again. Yom Shabbat Hafta'a Ne'ima. Shte manot tapuche adama. You get two portions of potatoes. Shte manot tapuche adama. That's your pleasant surprise. That's what you get every day. Yom Rishon tapuche adama. Yom Rishon tapuche adama. Yom Sheni tapuche adama. Yom Sheni tapuche adama. Yom Shlishi tapuche adama. Yom Shlishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Revi'i Tapuche Adama. Yom Revi'i Tapuche Adama. Yom Chamishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Chamishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Shishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Shishi Tapuche Adama. Yom Shabbat Hafta'a Ne'ima. Yom Shabbat Hafta'a Ne'ima. Shte manot tapuche adama. Shte manot tapuche adama. Isn't that fun? Now, you may not remember all of the numbers in order with that, but eventually, if I put that song online, you will. I'll get it to you. And obviously, you marched to it as well. I marched to it as well. Yes.
Is there a way, do you have a song that's just learning the numbers without all the extra words with it?
Ordinal numbers or
Yeah.
cardinal numbers? Like first, second, third? So actually, I have one that teaches you the days of the week because it goes like this. No, do I have to be? Not one? Here's my kippah. Okay. I'm not doing anything. All I'm teaching is Hebrew. We haven't done anything that required a kippah yet. I got it here. So we have this one. This is one that I do with the kids all the time. This is based on the creation story. So it says at the end of every one of the 6 days of creation, it says Vayhi Erev. This is biblical Hebrew. Vayhi Erev, which means there was evening. Vayhi Voker, and there was morning. And then it goes through the days of the week. So it goes like this. You repeat after me again. Vayhi Erev. Vayhi, and we're going to say, so you know how to say Erev means evening. If I want to say good evening to you, good evening, I would say Erev Tov, good evening. So in Hebrew, the adjective follows the noun. You first say evening, good. So if I want to say good evening, I say Erev Tov, Erev Tov. If I want to say good morning, I say Boker Tov, Boker Tov. So Erev Tov, Boker Tov, Erev Tov, Boker Tov. That's good evening and good morning. But what happens here in the Torah is I say Vayhi Erev, which means Vayhi Voker. I'm not going to say Boker. I'm going to say Voker because it's coming after a long vowel. When your mouth is open, Vayhi, we're going to do Voker. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens all the time inside a word. It doesn't always happen outside of the word. But in this case, it's Torah. So the Torah is already giving me what the vowels are supposed to be. And they're telling me that these two words are connected sufficiently to take out the dagesh, the dot, in the b of Boker. And I'm supposed to say Vayhi Voker. So I could teach it to you as Vayhi Boker, and some people will sing it like that, but I know that in the Torah, that's not what it says. So I think you're grown up enough to know that it's Vayhi Erev,
Vayhi Erev,
Vayhi Voker, Vayhi Voker, Yom Rishon, first day, Yom Rishon. And then you have to do this. I need to see your thumbs. Can you do one thumb up, please? Can you do the other thumb up, please? Can you do one thumb down, please? And the other thumb down? So this is the trick to this song. You have to go up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. You don't do them together unless you're 3 years old, and then you can't even do your thumbs, and then you go like this or something. But it's going to go like this: yum padam 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 bum bum. And let's see if you're both thumbs up. If you're both thumbs up, then I say ki tov, tov ma'od. So ki tov is what it says in the Torah when it would say God said it was good. God said ki tov, and then tov ma'od means very good. And then we go to Monday. Vayhi erev, vayhi erev, vayhi voker, vayhi voker, Yom Sheni. Now we're at Monday. Yom Sheni. Yom padam 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 bum bum. Anybody thumbs up? Ki tov. Tov ma'od. Not everybody is. It takes a lot of practice. Ask your 5-year-olds. They'll tell you, but they've got this. We're on.
That's still a lot. That's still a lot of words. And I would just like to be able to, just like you learn Aleph Bet and you went from letter to letter to letter.
I'll see
is
what
there
I got.
a song that goes from number to number to number? without all the extra words.
Maybe, except that in real life, words come in there. Yom Rishon, I mean, that's how you're going to say Sunday, and Yom Sheni, Rishon Sheni. I will find a song for you, but I don't.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a song, but it would be nice to have a chart that is Sunday is Yom.
I'll show you how to find these at least. So if I give it to you here, so now I'm coming here, and I'm going to go to Hebrew Doc because this is a thing, and I'm going to go to down here. I have Camp Chai. If you go below there. And then you come here and you go to the Camp Chai songbook. So here's some songs. We've got Ochel is here. Oh, that's the same picture you just got. Never mind. It's not the song itself. This is the songbook. And all of the words to this, lots of songs that I do. We should just sing through all of these songs. This is all of the colors. And this is a song we really need to do for Purim, Lakova Shali. This is a Yiddish one. And this one is the one we just did. So it says, Vayhi Erev, Vayhi Vater, Yom Rishon, and Yom Sheni, and Yom Shlishi. And then there's Yam Padam, 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 Yam Padam, 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 Yam Padam, 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 Yam Padam, 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 Padam. And it goes through all of the days of the week. I also have other.
It makes a huge difference being able to see it and not just watching you sing it.
I agree, except that that's not what an immersion program does. The immersion programs make you first, just like the way you learned English, is first you learned all the words and then you learned how to spell and read and write them. So it's the same kind of thing as that. So I'm going to stop the share for a sec. Alex.
I think what Miss Marla, I think, is saying is in English, we learn to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. up to 10. Is there something that you have that has just the numbers in the Hebrew?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to do here is a conversational class. I'm not just teaching it to you as a lesson. I'm also teaching it to you in real conversation. Like, what do you do when you're really using it? So this is what I do. And this one actually also exists. I've got some videos of it. In our class, we like to say, and I wasn't intending to be teaching numbers and things today, but in our class, I like to say that there are flying fingers everywhere. Have you seen the flying fingers in your room? So watch. Abracadabra, poof. Kamazeh. Kamazeh. How many is this? Kamazeh. Achat. Let me hear it. Achat. Achat. Kamazeh. Achat. And I'm going to take this hand. Kamazeh. How many is on this one? Kamazeh. Fs. Fs. That's how many fingers you can see on this one. Fs. Kamazeh. Achat. Kamazeh. Fs. I'm going to make this achat jump to this one. Abracadabra. Poof. Kamazeh. Achat. Kamazeh. Fs. Kamazeh. Achat. Kamazeh. Fs. I'm going to catch another finger. Abracadabra. Poof. Got it. Kamazeh. Achat. Kamazeh. Achat. And I want to point out something to you, and that is that some of you who know Hebrew through prayers, you may be familiar with echad, like Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, with an e and a d. This is a and a t, achat, because we're counting fingers here, and fingers are feminine. When we say echad, it's a masculine number, but achat is a feminine number. So, and most of the time when you count in Hebrew, you count in the feminine, unless there's something specific that you know is masculine. And I'll teach you the masculine counting numbers too. But right now we have this one here, kamazeh, achat, kamazeh, achat. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to put it, oh wait, you know what you do if you have achat on each hand? I think Ms. Rosa knows. Ready? If you have achat on each hand, you get to do achat, 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 achat. You get to do the dance. Achat, 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 achat. It's a really good dance. But now I'm going to take both of them. I'm going to try to get them, if my fingers cooperate, onto one yad, onto one hand. Abracadabra, poof. Kamazeh, efes. Kamazeh, shtayim. Kamazeh, efes. Kamazeh, shtayim. So Marla, this is why I teach it this way, is because I don't want you to just say what Alexi just said, I don't want you to just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in Hebrew, because then what happens is if I show you a number like this, you have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before you get there. What I want you to be able to do is if I show you this, you're just going to know, Shtayim. You're not going to have to think through all the numbers. All the languages I've ever learned, you do it the way you were just describing, and then you don't know them. You have to count them before you get to them. I want you to think numbers. It's hard to do if you're over a certain age, which means 12, then it's really hard for you to think in any language except your native language. You will always count in your native language, almost always, no matter how long you're living in another language place. But I'd like you, when you think of Hebrew, to not think of having to count from 1 to 3 to, I don't want you to go through the numbers. So we're back to this. Kamazeh, Efes. Kamazeh, Achat. Kamazeh, Shtayim. Kamazeh, Efes. Kamazeh, Shtayim. I'm going to take, see if I can find one more. Abracadabra, poof, I got it. Kamazeh, Achat. Kamazeh, Shtayim. Kamazeh, Achat. Kamazeh, Shtayim. So I'm going to try to get them all into one hand. Abracadabra, poof. I did it. It's not, you have no idea how hard this is. My fingers don't want to cooperate. It gets harder the older I get. Kamazeh, Efes. So I have a story about Efes. When I was in Kentucky, when I was in Lexington, this family, Jewish family, moved into town, and the guy was the head of a brand new bank that they had just built. And they put up, it was called First Security Bank. And they put up this brand new bank, and they created this new logo that had just gone up. It used to be First Security, and they didn't have a logo. It just said the words. And then they created this new logo on the bank. And the bank said in big letters, just the initials, FS. And I'm like, I would not trust my money to a bank called FS. It does not sound very encouraging to me, because FS means nothing. I don't want to put my money into a bank that means zero. So Kamazeh, FS. Kamazeh, Shalosh. Kamazeh, Shalosh. Kamazeh, FS. Kamazeh, Shalosh. We need to know these numbers so that we could sing Who Knows When in Hebrew for Passover. So we got a month to learn them all. So I'm going to add another one. So we've got Efes and Shalosh. I'm going to add another one to this hand. Abracadabra, poof. Kamazeh, Achat. Kamazeh, Shalosh. I'm going to take one of them from this hand. I'm going to try to put it on this hand. Abracadabra, poof. Almost. Kamazeh, Shtayim. Kamazeh, Shtayim. Kamazeh, Shtayim. Kamazeh, Shtayim. Guess what we do if we have Shtayim on each hand? We do a Shtayim dance, a Shtayim dance, a Shtayim dance. Okay, we got Shtayim, Shtayim. I'm going to take, how many would you want to put? Let's try to put just Achat from this hand onto the other hand. Abracadabra, poof. Ha, I did it. Kamazeh, Achat. Kamazeh, Shalosh. Kamazeh, Achat. Kamazeh, Shalosh. If I put them all onto one hand, abracadabra, poof. That one worked. Kamazeh, Efes. Kamazeh, Arba, 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 and it ends in Arba. Kamazeh, Efes, Kamazeh, Arba. So right now, to use the Lexi method, we have Efes, Achat, Shtayim, Shalosh, Arba. We know those so far. In the words that I had been giving you before when we were talking about ordinal numbers because of the days of the week, this one, Kamazeh, Achat. The number Achat in ordinal numbers, just like in English, the number 1 and the word first have nothing to do with each other. When you think about it, there's no connection in the root of the word 1 to the word first. So in Hebrew, the word Achat has nothing to do with first, but first is easy to remember because it's Rishon, Rishon, like Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year. Rishon means the head, the first one. Rishon is first. This one I said was Kamazeh, Shtayim. And I told you that this is feminine numbers. So the feminine version of 2 is Shtayim, but the masculine version of 2 is Shnayim. So feminine is Shtayim, masculine is Shnayim. Shtayim, Shnayim. And the way to say second in Hebrew, like the second day. Day is yom, and yom is a masculine word. So I'm going to say sheni from shnaim, sheni. So I'm going to say yom, day, sheni, second day, yom sheni. So Sunday, the first day is yom rishon, and the second day is yom sheni. This one, kamaza, shalosh. I like this one because this letter is a shin, and the word shalosh has two shins in it. Shin at the beginning of the word and shin at the end of the word. Shalosh. So shalosh is 3, and the ordinal word for 3 is shlishi. Yom shlishi. Shlishi. So we have yom rishon, yom sheni. So we have shtayim to sheni, and then shalosh becomes shlishi. Yom shlishi. And then we have arba, and this one would be easier if I were showing you the spelling, but arba is 4, and I take off that first and I make it rivi, and the rest of the letters are all there. Arba is rivi. This one, kamazeh, is chamesh, chamesh, and the word for 5th is chamishi. So it's going to start following a slightly more regular pattern. Chamishi, chamesh, chamishi. This word is shesh, which I'm sorry to tell you also has a shin at the beginning and the end. Shesh is shishi. You may have heard shishi in the prayers and in the tefillah. So when you say, for example, Yom HaShishi v'yachulu Hashmayim v'aretz v'chol tzvaam, so you say it's the 6th day and God was finished, and a lot of people will chant that before they do the Kiddush on Friday night. Yom HaShishi, that means the 6th day. So Yom Shishi is Friday, 6th day. Yom HaShishi is the 6th day. And then you get Yom Shabbat. So that gets you through kind of the number 6, Efes, Achat, Shtaim, Shalosh, Arba, Chamesh, and Shesh. And then the ordinal numbers, which are Rishon, Sheni, Shlishi, Rivi'i, Chamishi, and Shishi. And you could watch, you can watch the video if you want to remember all these things. And I will try to remember to post all of these words for you in vocabulary for next week. But if what happens last week happens again this week, where I don't sleep between now and then, and I have to drive to New Orleans and Dallas in the middle, I may never remember. You may have to remind me what it was that I did. And don't make me watch the video. I don't want to see the video again. All right, so we showed you how to find the Camp Chai songbook, and it's actually a puny version of the Camp Chai songbook, I'm sad to say. All right, then I want to teach you, since we're doing songs, where we may never get to lesson 2-ish, but I do want to teach you a Purim song, since I can't see outside. It looks like it's still not dark. Yay! One of the good things about changing our time zone is that we can do this. Now, let's see if I can, it's not so easy to do. All right, I'm going to share the screen, and I'm sorry that this one says start. It says start editing. I don't want you to have to see the start editing, but I can't even move over here. So this song goes like this. Can you see these letters? Are they too teeny? I'm trying to make them big enough for you to see. Don't look at support. That's irrelevant. So these words say Chag Purim. Chag Purim. Chag means a holiday or a festival. Chag. If I want to say happy holiday, I say Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach, because Sameach, you have to say it with a smile. Sameach. Sameach means happy. You may have heard of the word, in Yiddish you say it's a simcha. That was a joyous occasion, right? Simcha. So Chag Sameach means happy holiday. It's what you're supposed to say when we're celebrating a holiday as opposed to a holy day. Did you know that? You're supposed to say Chag Sameach. So Purim is a holiday. It's not a holy day. You're allowed to work on Purim. It's not a day where God says, no manner of work shall you do. Kol malechet avodah lo ta'aseh. This is it's a holiday. It's a happy day. Chag. I think I told you that I have a brother who sent me a message yesterday, and in the morning he sent me a message that said Chag Purim. And it stressed me out for somebody to say Chag Purim. Why does it stress me out? Because all he said was Festival of Purim. Like, what? Festival of Purim, what? Tell me, what? I know it's Purim. Why are you telling me it's Purim? You want to say Chag Purim Sameach, which means happy Purim. You don't want to just say Purim What? Say it, just spit it out. So this says Chag Purim, that means the holiday of Purim. And you know what Purim means, right? Purim. You know that Pur means a lot. Like if you stick a name in a basket and you take out one name, that's a lot, like a lottery kind of a lot. And Purim are lots of lots. And Chag Purim, Purim is the name of the holiday because that's how the bad guy, Haman, boo, Haman, boo, picked the day that he was going to kill all the Jews. But now Purim usually has a happier connotation for a few reasons. The holiday Purim has a happier connotation. In Israel, a lot of people play lottery games, but then it's called like Lotto or something. It's not called Purim. They don't have I don't know if they have a lottery game called Purim. I haven't seen it, but this is Chag Purim. If I wanted to say happy Purim holiday, how do you think I would say it from what you already know? Happy Purim holiday. So Chag Purim, would you say Sameach or Smechim? So Purim is plural and it means lots. And Chag is singular and it means holiday. So what is it that we're saying is happy? Is it the holiday or is it the Purim part? So it's the holiday. So you would say Chag Purim Sameach. You'd say happy Chag Purim. Chag Purim Sameach. So this one has simple words to it. And it wasn't one that I learned growing up, but it's one that I know now. And it is one that everybody in Israel sings and just about everybody in America. Chag Purim, Chag Purim. Chag Gadol. What is Gadol? It's on your dreidel. Yeah, it's big. Gadol is big. Chag Gadol means it's a big holiday. Who means it. It can mean he. Chag Gadol, who. It is a big holiday. La Yehudim. La Yehudim. What does La Yehudim mean? You know who the Yehudim are? Yehudim. It's a good word to know. Yehudim.
Kids?
Nope. Good guess. Yehuda was the name of one of the tribes, was the name of one of Jacob's sons. The Yehudim are descendants potentially of Judah. And it's how you say Jews, the Jews that come from the name Judah. Yehudim is the plural, the Jews. Yehudi is a Jewish guy. Yehudiah is a Jewish gal. Yehudim are Jewish folk. And Yehudiot are Jewish gals. I want to point out that it comes from the same root, I love this, as todah, as to be grateful, as thank you. So the Jews are tendency to be grateful people. At least we're supposed to be. Just kidding. La Yehudim means Chag Gadol, who it is a big holiday, La Yehudim, for the Jews. And what is it that we would expect to see on Purim, on Chag Purim? Masechot, Ra'ashanim, Zmirot, V'rikudim. And then they're going to say Shirim, which is another word for Zmirot, V'rikudim. So let's see if we can figure out what these things are, things that we might see on Purim. Masechot. I have this book and I keep talking about it. It's called The Word and it's hysterical. I open it up just for fun because it is says it's a spiritual source. Oh no, this isn't the one. Rats, it's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. This one's just spiritual things. There's another one called The Word that's about English words with Hebrew sources. And if you look at this word, you can guess that he's going to say that the word masechot, which is plural, the ot ending means plural. But if you take what's left, it looks like mask. Masechot are masks because we get dressed up in costume. Masechot, ra'ashanim, rash. You know what rash means? Rash. That's a grogger, something that makes noise. Rash, makes lots of noise. So rashanim is a noisemaker, is a grogger. So masechot is masks. Ra'ashanim are noisemakers. Zmirot. So there's two ways of saying this: a zamir or a shir, and it means a song. Songs. Zmirot is one way of saying songs. Shirim is another way of saying songs. Rikudim are dances. So this says Chag Gadol, it's a big holiday. Who, it is a big holiday. La Yehudim, for the Jews. Masechot, masks, Ra'ashanim, noisemakers, Zmirot, Verikudim, which are songs and dances, Shirim, Verikudim. So I don't know if they're trying to show me that there's two versions of this or if we could sing it both ways. I was going to sing it both ways. And it goes like this. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol hu Layehudim, Masechot, Ra'ashanim, Zmirot Verikudim. And then we say, Hava Narisha. Hava means come on. Hava Narisha means come on. Narisha means let's make noise. Hava Narisha, rush, rush, rush. Rush, rush, rush is the noise that the noisemaker makes. Rush, rush, rush. Hava Narisha, rush, rush, rush. Hava Narisha, rush, rush, rush. Bara Ashanim. Let's make noise, 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 noise. Let's make noise, 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 noise. Let's make noise, 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 noise with our noisemakers. That's the song. There's another verse to it, but I like this one. Chag Purim, Chag Purim. Sorry, comes twice. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol hu Layehudim, Masechot, Ra'ashanim, Zmirut Virkudim. Hava Narisha, rush, rush, rush. Hava Narisha, rush, rush, rush. Hava Narisha, rush, rush, rush. Bara Ashanim. So that's one song for Purim that I am leaving you with for this. Yes, Marla.
I learned this song in Hebrew school.
Uh-huh.
And it's so wonderful to be able to actually read the words. But on that last line where you have the slash,
yes,
that did not exist in the version we were taught. It was just the Russian. No, before that, the last line.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't. You could say
after the slash was not used.
Right. So you're either going to say Zmir
after all these years to know what the song meant that I sang for 8 years in Hebrew school.
So the version that I got the lyrics from, some people learn it as Zmirot and some people learn it as Shirim, and it's going to fit either way. It's 2-syllable words either way. So you're either going to say Shirim Verikudim or you're going to say Zmirot Verikudim. So you're going to do one or the other. And this is just showing you two different ways of saying songs and dances. And it is really cool to know it, right?
Yes.
All right. So then we're going to try, we still have a few minutes to learn the Tzviabo approach to learning new stuff. All right. So today we have new words. I've got my, let's see. I don't know if you want to look at with the book or so some of you do want to see it with the book. And some of you want to see it not with the book. Zeh, can you see what Zeh is? Zeh, 8. Zeh, 8. Ma Zeh? Zeh, 8. Zeh, Sefer. Zeh, Sefer. Zeh, 8. Zeh, Sefer. Zot, Machberet. Zot, Machberet. Zeh, 8. And we have another word. Zeh, I have a very cool one here. Iparon. Iparon. You know what this one says? Mom recognizes it. This is from, it says the Watergate Hotel. From the inauguration, Watergate Hotel. I have one.
That was Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon. Dad was playing in the band for the inauguration for Richard Nixon. So this is Iparon, Ze Iparon. And then we see Ze Iparon, I'm at number 4. Ze Iparon, Ze Et, Ze Iparon. And then it's going to say, Efo Iparon, Efo, remember, that's a question word, Efo Iparon. What did I do with it? Iparon al, and then you're going to have to make up your mind, you're going to have to look at your own shulchan. It's al shulchan. Efo Iparon? Iparon al shulchan, shulchan. So at this stage, hopefully you're just repeating after me a lot of these words and you know what they are. Efo Iparon slicha. Efo et ve'iparon. So ve is and. Efo et ve'iparon. Et ve'iparon al shulchan. Et ve'iparon al shulchan. And we're at 7. Efo Iparon? Iparon al sefer. iparon al sefer. And we have a new word. So far we're good, right? Mazeh et. Mazeh iparon. Mazeh sefer. And mazot machberet. Berta. Wait, you're muted, so unmute yourself.
That's what I was going to ask. What's the difference? To me, it looks like the Michaberet and the
Machberet.
Sefer
Machberet.
Machberet
Machberet is a
is
notebook.
like a notebook.
Yep. And a sefer. Guess what I just noticed? I don't think we're recording. Are we recording? I don't think so.
Yes.
Are we?
I think so.
Okay, good. Sefer.
Sefer
Machberet is a notebook.
Machberet. Okay.
This is it's a whatchamacallit notebook. It's, what do you call this? It's
Spiral.
it's a machberet. No, it says whatchamacallit on it. That's
Oh,
it's mazot machberet. All right, so then we get to this, and it gets me to the next song. So this is a picture, zotmuna, it's a picture, and it's showing you the thing that's underneath us, the thing that we walk on, the thing that you may put a carpet on or whatever. It's the ritzpah, ritzpah, ritzpah. So it takes me to another song that I have to teach you. I know we only have a few minutes, but I'm going to teach you this song. This song goes like this, and it's not the vocabulary you're learning here, but it's kind of like the itsy bitsy spider. You know how to do this with the itsy bitsy spider. So this one it's going up. So if you're going down, you say yored, yored, yored means to go down. So we go like this. We start at the top and we say yored, 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 magia la ritzpah. You get all the way to the ritzpah. That's the floor. And then you say ole. Get it? Ole. Get it from the melody? And then you go up. Ole, 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 magia la tikra, yored, 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 magia la ritzpah, ole, 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 magia la tikra, yored. And you can keep singing that forever. It's one of those songs that never end. And it's fun. So zot, ritzpah. That's the part that's underneath you. Zot, ritzpah. Whoops. That's number 8. And we just did that. And I have to share the picture again, because otherwise I'm just looking at the picture and you're not. So then we say, Efo ha'iparon. Efo ha'iparon. Where's the iparon? Ha'iparon al ha. I just dropped it onto the ritzpah. Efo ha'iparon. Ha'iparon al ha ritzpah. Efo shulchan. Aha, this is a good place for a shulchan to be. Shulchan al ritzpah. Now, could I say haritzpah? Yeah, it's on the floor, or it's on a floor. If I just say ritzpah, it means either floor or a floor. If I say haritzpah, it means the floor. And then I'm going to ask this question. Sefer al ritzpah. Sefer lo al ritzpah. Sefer al shulchan. It's on the table instead. Sefer al shulchan. We get another word. Zeh, this is what we're sitting on. And it doesn't mean our tuchas. Zeh kiseh. Zeh kiseh. Zeh kiseh. Efo kiseh. Kiseh al ritzpah. I could say efo hakiseh. Hakiseh al haritzpah. Efo kiseh, kiseh al haritzpah. Kiseh al shulchan. Kiseh al shulchan. Lo kiseh al ritzpah. Zeh, now they're not pointing to what's on the bottom now, they're pointing to what's on the side. Zekir, kir, kir, zekir. Zekise, lo, zelo kise. So you finally get to see what this word looks like. Zelo kise, zekir, zekir. Zot ritzpa. Zot lo. Let me see if I could show this to you. Zot ritzpa over here. Zot lo ritzpa. Zekir. Zekir. Ma al hakir. Ma al hakir. What are we putting on that wall? Haluach. Remember that from last week? Haluach al hakir. Haluach al hakir. And then we look at the part that's all the way up there. Ole. Zot tikra. Zot tikra. Zot lo ritzpa. Zot tikra. Ma al ha-ritzpa. I mean, ma al ha-tikra. Sorry, ma al ha-tikra. Tikra, that's the one that's way up here. Ma al ha-tikra. No, that's not what it says. It says alma ha-tikra. Alma ha-tikra. What is the tikra on? Alma ha-tikra. Tikra al ha-kir. It's sitting on the kir. It's sitting on the wall. I know, making people's brain hurts. Now we have another word. Ze chalon. Chalon. Chalon with a chet. Chalon. Ma ze? Ze chalon. It's a chalon. It's a window. So then we're going to ask all these questions again. Can you tell which body part this is? Zot tikra. Zot lo tikra. Ze chalon. Say it again. Zot tikra. Zot lo tikra. Ze chalon. Zot ritzpa. Zot lo ritzpa. Ze chalon. I'm going to do it again. Zot ritzpa. Zot lo ritzpa. Ze chalon. I'm going to ask a question now. Number 26. Eifo ha-chalon? Eifo ha-chalon? Where's that window? Chalon al hakir. It's on the kir. Bert, are you asking a question or are you still left over? Okay, good. I'm going to put your hand down. I gotcha. Okay. I think that Ze Yeled. I think this is a boy. I don't remember what it is. Hold on. It's in here. Because after this, all of the words are there. What number are we on? What? 27. Esrim v'sheva. Esrim v'sheva is, oh no, it's not. It's a kind of a teenager. A teenager is a bachor. Ze bachor. Bachor. Zot bachura. It's not a yeled, that's a little boy. Ze bachor. Zot bachura. Ze bachor. Ze lo bachor. Zot bachura. I'm going to do 28 again. Ze bachor. Ze lo bachor. Zot bachura. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to do the opposite question. Zot bachura. Zot bachura. Zot lo bachura. Ze bachor. It's a guy. It's a teen guy. Efo habachor. Efo habachor. Where is he? Habachor al hakise. The guy sitting down. We don't know that because we can't see him there, but he is. Habachor al hakise. I am presuming again that this is a guy. This is 31. Yep. So ze ish. You know what an ish is? Ish. It's a man. Ish. Ze ish. Zot isha. Ze ish. Zot isa. Isha. Isha. Doesn't that look like, I don't know. Who does that look like to you? Ze ish. Zot isha. My three sons? No. Leave it to Beaver? Maybe. Mr. and Mrs. Cleaver? I think so. That's Wally. Ze bachor. Zot bachura. Efo haisha. Efo haisha. Haisha al hakise. Haisha al hakise. Ani ish. Ani lo bachor. Ani ish. I'm going to do 34 again. Ani ish. Ani lo bachor. Ani ish. Ata bachor. Ata lo ish. Ata bachor. Ani va'ata bachor va'ish. I and you. Now we're doing yous and I's here. Ani va'ata, I and you. Bachor va'ish. And we're saying you to a female. At. At bachura. At lo isha. At bachura. Ani bachura va'at isha. Ma'at, what are you? And I'm zooming through this because I want you to be able to know that at the end, who's on the chair, you got a woman and a gal. But I wanted to remind you that all of the words are in the back of this. But I also wanted to do one other quick thing. I want you to do this before we finish. Point to yourself with your thumb and say ani, ani, ani with your thumb, ani. And I want you to, I gotta get a snuffy here. Okay, point to Snuffy and say ata, ata. Point with your pointer and say ata. Find someone, point to a female and say at, whoops, upside down llama, at. So ani, pointing directly to a guy, you say ata. Pointing to directly to a gal, you say at. And then we're not doing he's and she's yet. We're only doing I and you. That's all we're doing. So it's ani, ata, if you're talking directly to a guy, at, if you're talking directly to a gal, ani, ata, at. It's kind of helpful. I know you know some of these words because I know that you know, for example, Baruch ata. When we're talking to God, we usually say Baruch ata, praised are you. It's complicated to say. I can give you my theory about the masculine singular and how God can be ata and still cover a nondescript and a multitude of things, but we'll give you that. And then I will